And I'm like, oh, wow, this didn't take any time at all. But if had I done it at night, it would have taken me 3 more hours.
Yeah. I know I lay in bed and answer emails at 2:00 in the morning. It's like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, just be careful. I do that. Or I did. I mean, I did a lot. Hello, everybody. Let us know you're here. But you remember I had a stroke several years ago because I was really pushing it, high stress. So now I'm like, I'm kind of getting myself in a routine where I work harder in the beginning of the week and then I get sleep and, shorten my days a little bit as it goes on. I end up working on the weekends usually because I love it. Hey, Michelle, how are you? So I'm like putting some things in place so that I just, force myself to take that break and enjoy the family and pet the dogs and eat.
It's important to have that balance. I mean, I went so many years without it and it's like, oh, what was I thinking? And now I've gotten so much better, but it's still, I mean, no matter what you do, when you run your own business, it's hectic.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the nature of who we are as entrepreneurs, all of us. Guys, let us know you're here. We got a really good thing going on tonight, wherever you are. And make sure you share Sharon.
Does she have this streaming already?
Yeah, we're on.
Because I can't even see it on my Facebook.
Whatever edit.
Yeah, I did that.
Now, are we is it on your Facebook? Good morning, Kate. It's 7 a.m. Yay, it's not 4 a.m. Hey, E.T. Hello. Oh, both of you are on. You guys are going to love this, especially if you do any type of, what do you call those? Pit your palettes. This is the answer you guys have been waiting for. All right, so Lori's going to go ahead and share that on your Facebook now so that you should be able to see it, Sharon.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me go over there then. I don't really need to see, I guess, right?
Yeah, but you want to stream it over there too. Sharon, hello from Louisiana. Let's see. So Kate, guys, she's from Australia and she'll get up at 4 a.m. on Thursdays to join us.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
I'd have to say the one place in the world that I've always wanted to go.
Me too. Yep, definitely. Let us know you're here, guys. Make sure you're sharing. That's what I'm going to start doing right now. Get it shared. This is really good information, especially if you're a cookier. Hello, Donna from Texas. Public, I got to share mine. It makes me feel really good, Kate, that you do that. You know that? I really appreciate you and the fact that you take the time out. And, it's hard for you to even enjoy our products because you're so far away. But it makes me feel good. Lori from Canada. Hey, we just had a meeting with FedEx today about Canada and some special shipping up there. So that will come soon. Yeah, it's going to make things a lot easier and a lot less expensive. It's going to bridge that gap. Yay!
That's awesome.
And we're hoping for some other changes too. If you're not in a rush for some of the FedEx packages when you order, we are working on that as well. And so we just try to always make things less expensive anywhere we can. So let's see. I am sharing. Are you guys sharing? We gotta share Sharon. Sorry, it's really tacky.
All right. You wouldn't believe I've heard.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I said you wouldn't believe some of them I've heard.
I bet. Elaine from Mississippi, welcome.
Hi, Elaine.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are always a part of our email group and read our emails. A lot of information in there. And that's where you're going to see updates like that. Michelle is sharing Sharon. Yay!
Hi, Michelle.
Sherry, Sharon. Okay, I've done that one a lot. That's like bad. I can't sing that anymore. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see who else we can share this to. That would be good because normally Lori, who's behind the scene, does a lot of the sharing of Sharon. So let's see. Any more sharing that we need to do, guys? This one right here. Ha ha. Share. It's so much fun to share. Anyone else sharing, Sharon? We're going to get started in just a minute. Let me switch this back to Icing images. Voila. There we go. Now, guys, remember to ask a lot of questions. This is a really great demo that we've been waiting for. And a lot of people have asked for this specifically. And so I'm really glad that Sharon is here to share this information. And she's much better at this than I am. I know I tried to do one and I'm not a decorator, and I need to stop trying to pretend that I am, because I'm not. I'm really not.
But you're so good at other things. And that's what's great, because everybody's talents all together just make for fantastic decorating.
Exactly. I like the business side of things. And with that, I'd like to bring in people like Sharon, who will share her talents with us and help find solutions for everybody. Because I believe that saving money, saving time, all of that is so important. And that's what I'm really good at. And so I like to pass all that on to you, like what we were talking about with FedEx. So I actually had our rep's boss in, and they tried to take my rep away from me. My rep has been with us for years. And I'm like, no, we are with FedEx because of Lewis, not because of FedEx. And if you take Lewis out of the equation, then you might go somewhere else. And we've talked about it. So, because he knows he knows our business, and he can help you guys save money. So, it looks like we're just about ready. Everybody listen carefully, ask questions. Please don't hold back. If we miss a question, then make sure you tell us. But normally I kind of go back through. You all know I'm Debbie, and I am the founder of Icing Images, 22 years, crazy. Woman-owned business, yay, women, sorry. I know we have a hubby on here, but he supports his woman really well. I'm up there, this one up here. So, a couple of just quick announcements before we start. First, we're out of masks. Sorry if you waited too long. They're gone. It was why supplies last. Secondly, we have a coupon scrolling across the bottom. If you choose to order any of our supplies, make sure you use the code Sharon321, which is scrolling across right now, and save your 10%. And I believe, Sharon, you have a coupon on your website, or it's actually a sale going on right now through the 2nd?
The 2nd, yeah. We have 25% off everything in the shop, including our digital downloads, and our markers and all other accessories. And then after the 2nd, we normally have a Icing Images 10% off. So you can use either one, but you can't do the Icing Images one until after, right? Because we can't stack.
You can't stack. Yeah. So now, what is that Icing Images coupon? Is it just Icing Images?
Lori has it.
Okay. Lori
has everything.
You want to go to her site, and she's going to tell you all about the things that she sells. I'm bringing her on because, again, like to save time, like to save money, and sometimes you need to I don't want to sit and cut all these things out, even though I have a Cricut to make all these stencils for you. So I call my friend Sharon and say, Sharon, can you do this for me? Sharon has these digital downloads so that you, if you have an electronic cutter, don't have to sit and make each file. You can make changes to them a little bit bigger, smaller. She'll tell you all about it. But let Sharon do all of that work, and you just download it for just a little bit of money. And it's a better use of your time and money. One of the things she's going to be using, you can see it, hers is white, mine is Icing, which is blue. If you put the word scraper, stop scraping, in your notes when you place an order, you have to place an order, then you will get a free scraper too. And that is just through a week. So that's through the 6th of April. It coincides with that coupon. Trying to think if there's anything else. We are done with our contest, but we will have one coming up. So stay tuned for that. I think that's all I have to say right now. So guys, Sharon from Sensible Expressions is sitting there waiting for us. And I'm blabbing on and on. Sharon is another woman-owned business. She's going to tell us all about what she does. And she's also going to share with you how to create your own edible palette if you don't have an edible printer. So remember, if you have an edible printer and you have iDesigns, you can actually print out your own. They're a little bit more pastel-y in color, but if you're looking for that rich, vibrant color, here we go. So without further ado, I've talked enough. Sharon from Sensible Expressions. Yay! Everybody clap. I'll kind of hear you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We actually have the ability for you to download if you have your own printer as well. So if you want to print, we do have some palette templates, not this kind, but just for you to use in the edible printer that you can just print them right out. And you can go right to iPrint on Icing Images. You can pull it in just like you normally would for the JPEG and then print them out from there. So that's what we do here. And we have given that ability on our website too. So you can just scroll through the PYO area on our website. I am going to be using the most luscious gels from Artisan Accents.
Yes.
And I have a little set of daubers that I believe Deb has them in the kits for these as well.
We sell just for your convenience, all the products she's going to sell here, show here, we sell, and we have kits, and we'll put the link up for you. And you can use the coupon. We do sell the Artisan Accent gels. They're amazing. We do sell daubers to go along with that, and the smart sheets, she's going to be showing that. And so all of that's on our website, and I am going to go ahead and post the link for you so you have access to that. And now I don't need to interrupt her anymore. Go ahead.
I also like to use a small gel palette, watercolor palette, to do my daubing. And you don't really have to have a scraper. I like the scraper so that I can hold down the edges. You can use your fingers if you want. I just find that it's easier to keep my hands away. So I just grab a scraper whenever I have, when it's not making contact like I'd like it to be. So on these particular templates, I think you can see it. I can't see what's up here, so I kind of have to be blind here. But you have a row this way, a row this way. You can do 4 across all the way down, or you can do 6 across if you want, and then do it this way. So you can cut any way you want once you've filled your sheet. And then when you filled your sheet, instead of using scissors, you can just use this kind of a Fiskars or, a regular cutter, a craft cutter if you want. So that makes it go really fast as well. Some people, and I know my friend Michelle, I think she's watching, we call flooding therapy. So this is really therapeutic, quite frankly, to make your own palettes. I'm going to start with the blue. I like to go down through the entire line in one color. you don't have to do that. You can do as many as you want. You can, you know, make purple and orange and whatever you want with the Artisan Accents color. And the one thing I love about them too is they have the Sweet Color Lab, and it is so amazing that they give you all the information to mix their colors into almost anything. I mean, it's incredible. So let me show you how.
And we have that color guide when you go to order the edible palette kit that has the stencil in it, the smart sheets, the daubers, and all the Artisan Accent colors. There's actually a link where you can get the color guide and mix all your colors. And I just want to say, Blake says this reminds him of Connect 4. It is fun. Michelle says it's cookie therapy.
It is cookie therapy.
And Sharon's laughing at us.
Therapy. COVID has really killed our cookie therapy. So basically what you want to do is just make sure your contact, just like if you're on a cookie, you want to make sure the edges are in contact with the actual smart sheet. With the smart sheet, let me grab my sheet first.
This is important what she's going to say. So listen, this is one of those little
important
things you want to listen to. So stop shopping for a second, Veronica. Pay attention. Okay,
so,
go.
With the smart sheets, there are two sides. There is a smooth side, and then there is a sort of rough side. The rougher side is really best for if you're putting it through your edible printer. It pulls the colors right in. Unfortunately, with this particular type of design that we're doing tonight, the technique, it will cause bleeding, as you can see here. And you don't want that. You want them to be smooth, like here. As you can see, I painted to see what it looked like. So you want to make sure that you're using that smooth side for this. And when you get started, you simply, just like if you were stenciling a wall where you just dab, and you're dabbing on the color in a round. It's very quick, as you can see. I've already done one.
Oh, that is good therapeutic thing. So I want to point out again, I'm just saying what you said one more time. When you are creating palettes in this way with your gels, you want to put it on the smooth side.
Yes.
Okay. If you're using the iDesigns edible printing program to create your palette, then you want the rough side. But for this, the smooth side. And I know I'm emphasizing that, but I'm doing it for a reason because I know the way I am, I would forget. So if I say it like 500 times, you guys will remember.
That is the most important thing with this technique, is that you make contact with your sheet and you are using the smooth side. Those are the two biggest takeaways that you should have. Like have a bullet note somewhere. Other than that, I mean, it goes fast. If I wanted to go faster, I would, but it's kind of therapy for me. I also, as you can see, I like to have mine taped down with painter's tape. The edges, I'll show you when I take this apart. The edges of the template, the stencil template, will go over the outside of the smart sheet. So it's not in contact with the tape, although the tape, it doesn't matter because it's food safe anyway. And then just keep daubing away. And it really is therapeutic. I mean, you can do this while you're watching TV or while you're waiting for your flood to dry.
This is great. It's like simple.
It's so simple. And honestly, you could have the kids do this.
Yeah.
How much?
And then they can eat it. And they can eat it. And they can have rainbow mouths. Imagine the color of their lips.
There you go.
Imagine when it comes out.
I am using.
Look, it's a rainbow. Sorry.
That's so funny. I can just see that. My daughter, when she was growing up, she would always grab a sprinkles bottle and just eat the sprinkles right out of the bottle, like nobody else has dealt with that, right?
Okay, Veronica, your the stencils in iPrint are it's actually part of iDesigns. There is a print that you can do that has printable palettes, and those printable palettes they come out a little more. You're going to see how vibrant these colors when she's done, how vibrant the colors are when you paint them. But the ones in iDesigns are a little more pastel. So it just depends on what you want to do. As far as the stencil that she's using, we sell it in a kit, and that's the link that I've given you, and I'm giving it to you again. And they're in there, but they're also, you have those, don't you, as well?
I have them as a download.
Got it.
So
okay.
If they need them physically, they need to get them from you.
Okay.
As you are the only retailer that will be selling them.
Okay, maybe we need to put them individually up there as well, which we can do.
Yeah, and we I think 5 different designs now. I'm constantly adding stuff, so I forget. Now these are the colors that I did earlier from another palette that I made. So you can see how lovely the colors are. They come right off the sheet like that. I'm gonna let this dry for a minute before I pull it all off so you can see it. You don't have to let it dry completely, but you want to let it dry enough so that when you take it off, you're not smudging it across. And again, you can use either just scissors or a Fiskars or anything really that you want to use.
We have a question, or a couple of them, and I want to point something out as well. You're using these beautiful artisan accents as is, straight out of the bottle. You're not mixing them with water or anything, and you're putting very little color on that dauber. Is that right?
Yes. Can you see my palette over here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, perfectly.
So when I use them, you can see I've added just a little bit to the well here. What I do is I take my dauber and I just grab a tiny little ball, and then I blend it off in the next well over.
Got it. So that's really, really, really important too. Okay.
Yeah, don't need a lot. It really is important to make sure that you're not using too much, and you want to start at the center and work your way around out instead of out and then in, because the outer edge you want to have just a little less coverage so that it keeps it crisp on the edge.
Okay, and notice how she just patted it. She did not slide it.
Yeah.
When I tried mine, I was going like this and it wouldn't work. So don't do what I did.
And I'm not pushing down hard. I'm just literally barely touching it. And you can see it just adds and adds and adds.
All right. Now the daubers, I think we sell them on our site. I'm surprised they're not in with these gels. Give me 1 second, because I remember authorizing it. The smart sheets are under the edible paper, and on that page, it's not on there. Uh-oh. All right. So if you want just the daubers, just go ahead and email me, and I will get on or just email sales at Icing Images, and I will get on this, and we'll get them put on our website because they're supposed to be up here. So, in fact, I will text somebody right now. Where are these daubers? So yeah, so we'll get that taken care of for you. I'm doing it right now.
Now, when I'm working pretty diligently on this, just kind of going through either watching TV or whatever, I can get a full sheet like this done probably in about 15 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. When you're first getting going, it does take a little bit longer because you want to make sure that you're getting in there in all the edges. So let me show you. Down here on the bottom, can you see this, Deb?
Where are you? Oh, wait, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I can see that bottom row.
The edge of the template, let me take my glove off. The edge of the template here is just into, so you have one little.
Oh, no, we can't see what you're showing us right now.
Yeah, there's one part of the Smart Sheet that sticks at the bottom and at the top, but on the side here.
Okay, there you go.
You can see this, that the Smart Sheet is underneath, so that's good to hold on there when you're taking it off. And that's all you need to do is just let it dry a little bit and then just pull it off. It's pretty good with not smudging when you let it dry just a tiny bit. And then when you're finished, just like with our regular stencils for cookie making, they wash off beautifully. The red is going to, just like every red, is going to stain your template, but it doesn't affect the wear and tear of it at all. But they do wash off just like if you're doing royal icing, so it's pretty easy. And then you can see how dark they are. But when you take your cookie, let me grab a cookie. Well, I can use this one. Am I centered there for you?
Okay, you're okay. We can see it.
Okay. You don't need a lot of water. You only need a tiny little bit to get just beautiful coverage. And I'm hardly using any.
That's great. You guys have to be loving this, because I know how many times you all ask, how do you do it if you don't have an edible printer?
Yeah.
How do you get those rich, vibrant colors right here?
Yeah. These gels are unbelievable. I mean, just the coverage and because a lot of times when you're trying to, put them on M&Ms and that kind of thing, you don't get as much, darkness. And then the kids get kind of frustrated because they don't have enough color to cover their cookie and their design. And this is just beautiful, beautiful coverage from these gels. And you can see I'm not really going over the top of them more than once.
Yeah.
And I'm only picking up a little bit of water in order to get this gorgeous color. And when
now, I will tell you, I did try other brands because I have very close, really, really close friends who sell other brands. I'm not going to name them because I love their products, but it just didn't work as well. The way that it dried, it didn't dry as well as these do. And so that's why we chose to go with the Artisan Accents for this purpose. And we carry all 11 colors for you, and they're amazing colors. I love this one, Breakfast Blue. That's my favorite. And so that's all there. The material that we're putting this on, Beverly, is a Smart Sheet from Icing Images, and I'll put that link up as well. This is what they look like. It is an edible paper. There is no sugar in it. She is actually creating this on the smooth side of this. Kate, we can ship you whatever we want. Hopefully FedEx is going to give us some deals overseas too. I think we talked about that as well. So hopefully, we're finally getting to the point where it makes sense to ship this overseas. Or Kate, call our office, and I think we have a distributor there. They may not carry it, and if we do, then maybe we can, you can bug them on your side, and then they'll bring it in. So, but yeah, so the dots are going on the Smart Sheets on the smooth side. That's so cool. Love it.
you have your smooth side, and it gives a good definition. And then you have you can really see, can you see that, Deb? How it has just a little bit of texture to it, but with this technique, the texture is not beneficial, whereas on the printer, it's very beneficial. And then, once you get done, I'm going to get this a little dirty, but that's all right. You can just go in and cut it with your Fiskars, just like a piece of paper.
You know what? We have a bunch of those things that we are going to start selling.
I love this thing. Oh, I've had this. I love it. So you can make them any size you want. And again, the template itself lends itself to being able to, actually, if I do this, you could probably see it, can't you? It lends itself to, if you need to do 8 across or even 4 in a square, you can do 4 or you can do 6.
Yeah.
So
9 or 12 or 15.
Yeah,
Sorry.
any configuration that you could want, you can do. So
that's what I love about this. It's a great design. Beverly has a question of the difference between wafer paper and this paper. All right, so this is a smart sheet. The smart sheet is similar to a wafer paper, but it's thicker and it handles water better. It almost feels like cardboard or card stock a little bit.
yeah.
Completely edible, no sugar. It just is much better with wetter materials, where if you put that on wafer paper, it's going to melt. And the second you touch it with that wet paintbrush, it will melt. So the smart sheets are the way to go with this.
Well, and you can see these 4 I did earlier, and these I just did. They're still a little damp, so you're going to have that same with any PYO coloring, that little bit of dry time. But you can see this is the line that I did these with, and I was using quite a bit of it, and you can see it's drying, and I will be able to use them again.
Oh, wow. That goes far.
It does.
So kids could do multiple cookies then.
Yeah, you should be able to, because I mean, look at the pink is still very vibrant and bright.
Yeah.
And if I go into even the blue, there's a lot of ink still there, a lot of gel, and it's very dark. So if you have a kit, where you're doing a kids type of thing, you can do more than one kit. 2 kids could use it, I suppose. But they can, I mean, I could probably draw a light. I love doing PYOs like this.
So you could make a cookie kit that you can charge more for, put 2 cookies in there, or maybe 3. You'll have to play with it to see, depending on how many colors you choose on your palette. And and there's it's like a bundled value where it comes with 1 set of colors, and maybe it's a 9 set of colors,
right,
or what have you. And it's more cookies per kid, which is a larger order for you.
Mm-hmm. But
Sharon,
I'm still, how much coverage I'm still getting off of that rip.
Yeah.
And it's not even, it's not, and it's not coming through the back. You can see the coloring, but it's not going through. But this will actually too, when you put it on your, the rough side down onto your royal icing, it'll be fully edible. So you can, the kids can eat their palette when they're finished, their palette cookie, or you can just leave these as a paper like you normally would and slide it in the back. But if you want to make it as a cookie, it'll adhere really well with the textured side down onto the cookie. So you're not going to have it pulling up afterwards either.
So you could go either way. You can leave it as a paper by itself or put it on a cookie. And again, upsell. We do have a couple questions. Mona is asking, how long does it take to dry before packaging the color?
As you can see on the pink that I did earlier, I would say probably an hour, because you could put it under a fan too. It'll go a lot faster.
Yeah, and that's just to make sure that paper is dry.
Right.
It's the paper I'm asking about, not the cookie. So once you put the color on the paper, how long before you can package that paper?
Oh, well, these are pretty dry now.
Okay.
It's smudging a little bit. So I would say probably about an hour.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell when you touch them. If they're sticky, you probably want to wait.
And the humid environment, if it's real humid, it's just like anything else. It can slow down the process a little bit. If it's very dry, it'll speed it up.
Right.
Okay. We have some other questions. We got that. Sharon is asking, are both sheets smart sheets, the stencil and the PYO color sheet? The PYO where she's has right now in her hands, that is the smart sheet. The template that she put over top of it, that is a stencil. Mona is, oh, Mona, you're trying to get a hold of Nancy. Nancy knows about this today because she got my email. I know that because she mentioned something about it. Nancy Westfall, and I'm going to do a shout out real quick. Nancy Westfall is the owner of the Colorful Cookie Club. And if you have any type of electronic cutter, if you do cookies, if you don't do cookies and you have an electronic cutter, you want to be a part of her club. There's enormous value. I can't even begin to tell you about the amazing things that she does and shares.
Nancy's
and the skills. Yeah, I mean, she answers questions, and will troubleshoot with you. And she knows her products and both types of electronic cutter. She knows the edible printer. She knows Macs, all the stuff that people just have a hard time from. And so her club is going to be putting a cap on the number of people that can join as of tomorrow. So if you are not a member and you're interested in becoming a member, if you plan to get an electronic cutter, if you have an electronic cutter, then please go and take a look at the colorfulcookie.com and check that out, because as of April 1st, you'll have to go on a waiting list if you want to be part of that. So that's a big shout out. To make the stencil template yourself, the question is, do you have an electronic cutter or not? If you do, you can actually download the digital file for a small fee at stencilexpressions.com. We sell them within a kit. And tonight I'm actually going to have them. I thought the stencil was up there by itself, where people can buy just the stencil as well. So again, if you have your own electronic cutter, go check out stencilexpressions.com. She has digital files, very easy to use. And I think I answered all. Oh, yes, she has a quick. Okay, so Mona, go check out her website, stencilexpressions.com, and Sharon, tell us about what you sell on your website with those stencils and stuff, because you guys really, if you have a Cricut or a Cameo, this is like a must. It's going to save you so much time, and it saves you that time. Yes, you can create your own templates, but if they're already made and you're only spending a couple dollars on it, that couple dollars that can be used over and over, and I'm guessing resized, or I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of speaking out of turn.
No, you can
$2
depending on the material.
It just makes sense. So,
all
right. So yeah, I'm giving it to you. Tell us about your website, because it's a great resource.
So on our website, stencilexpressions.com, you are able to download the actual designs that we have and cut them yourself. We use a 5mm Mylar because we find that it's strong enough, but it's also flexible enough so that if you're if you don't have cookies that are, real flat, you do need something that has a little give. So these are a few of the designs. This is one I've been working on, a mini heart one, but you can, if you know how to use your cutter, it's that easy. You just download the design, you pull it into either your Cricut design space or your Silhouette studio program. I got this all messed up here. And put it on the mat and cut it. It's that easy. I've done all the work for you. They come in SVG formats. Some of our downloads are in zip file because there's more than one file that's included. Sometimes we have the PYOs that are an interactive, because we're like the home of interactive stencils. So if we have a word search that has a bag topper included with it, then the bag topper is a separate file. We include it as JPEG and a PDF usually, just to give that extra diversity that you can use either way. And then we also include the SVG cut file so that you're able to cut the stencil. Then you have your bag topper. You have everything you need to package that for your gift giving, for your shop, for your pop-up shops, anything that you could use them for. And the templates for these are the same way. You just download it, and you're going to need an A2 size at least, or an A4 size, I'm sorry, at least. So it is going to use, if you like, we sell the 12 by 12 sheets that will go onto your Cricut mat or your silhouette mat. And this will take up pretty much an entire sheet of that. I have to look because I haven't seen them in a while. I believe they are $10 for 4 sheets, which you would get 4 times 4, 16.
16.
It's late, I think. 16 stencils out of one package. So if you think about the savings there, most of our downloads are $3 for, there are a few that are more, just because some of our larger bundles, like our Father's Day bundle, some of them have 12 and 13 designs in them, so that you can create an entire an entire platter or some different configurations of a Father's Day box. So if you have, I actually have one right here. If you have these large boxes from BRP, you're able to use our designs to do 2 or 3 across, so that instead of just doing, two love you dad on each one, you can have like a dad's head, you could have the word search, and then you could have a sentiment as well. So you're able to do more that way. And I'm always adding bundles. We have a Mother's Day bundle that I'm putting together right now, as a matter of fact. And I just listed some really fun Mother's Day interactives, as well as a couple Father's Day interactives that are new.
Okay, now Kathy Moore wants to know if the stencils can be used for doors and signs, in other words, non-edible. So can you use it to create some, a non-edible?
Yes. Our stencil designs come as an SVG, so you can resize them any size you want. Typically, we will give our designs in the smallest form that we would like to. So sometimes we'll do a small, medium, and large, just for the convenience of people not having to resize. But for instance, some of the word searches, you're not going to want to make smaller than what we have them, because you're not going to get a good cut on the lettering. But when you enlarge them, you're going to get a beautiful design. And you can actually use the same stencil material for non-culinary reasons as well. So if you're doing wall hangings, or the big thing these days are the round signs, there are actually sign designs in our website as well. There's a whole sign design section. But anything that's listed as a stencil, you can do either chalkboard or on the wall. So it's very, very diverse isn't the word I want to say. What is it, Deb?
There's a lot of varieties for you to use.
Yes.
And actually, Lori, if you can put my screen up there right now, I'm on her website. And not me, no, the screen. Is it not sharing? There we go. All right, you can take, okay, so there's the screen right there. If you want to take me off, if you can, that may make it a little bigger for people. So, excuse me, it says flash sale. So yeah, like she was just talking about. And she has them by seasons, bestsellers, which, you know, hey, if you need an idea, there you go. But across the top, what's new, designer stencils, create your own packaging. So somebody was asking about packaging, that's in there. Here's all the different stencil designs, edible PYO and palettes. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's not found. Uh-oh. No. Your link is broken.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
When I clicked on the edible palettes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so, but I know that they were under the third page, I think you said, Donna, because Donna was talking up on the screen. Let's see if we go this way. Look, there's PYOs for you. And Donna said page 3, I think. Let's see. Oh, not page 3. I'm not quite, where can they find, if they want to download and cut their own circle sheet, like what you were using today, where would they find that on your site?
You know what?
Third page of new tab. Sorry, I was in the wrong place. It just got answered. You don't need to answer it, Sharon.
It depends on which way you sort. If you sort it from new to old, it will bring it forward.
Yeah, I just found it, and I'm going to put the link up. Here is, I got the link directly to that product, so it's going up right now. There we go. Ha ha! There we go. All right, and then here on my website, I actually went under accessories, and see it says artisan color gels. That's one way to find them. And I've already put the link up. Come on. We got a lot of stuff going. There we go.
Yeah,
and it's going to show all the gels and the kits.
It will bring up all the icing images, things that we've done. But I just actually saved it to the top of the new section.
Okay.
So it should come.
And here's the smart sheets. It should come up right away. I gave them the link so they can go direct to it.
But you can.
So under edible, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you can see how this is really pretty dry now. It's a little tacky, but what are we into now? 10 minutes, 15 minutes since I started on here. And it's a little tacky, but I think if you give it an hour or less, you know, I think you'll be in shape. That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
So here's if you go under edible paper, you're going to find the smart sheets right there. And even under the smart sheets, you're going to find those palettes and such. And we'll get the daubers up for you guys, as well as the stencils themselves, hopefully tonight.
Now the daubers can be rinsed.
Yes.
When you're finished with them, I did not rinse this red one, unfortunately. Let me show you what it looks like. And it got really hard. So you can see how much flatter. How much flatter that is than the other one. They do get hard if you leave the gel in them. So you want to rinse. You don't have to rinse it clean, but it needs to, you know, not have that buildup of gel in there. But the daubers are not terribly expensive, so you can always replace them when you need to. But this one I did rinse, and you can see the difference in how much give there is to it versus that one in the red. And that's an important part of it. You don't want to use something that's really hard, because then you're going to get that bleed under. And you can see I still have a ton of gel, and I hardly used any. I mean, you can see how much I put in there, and I have tons. I would say
that's great.
Maybe not even a quarter of a teaspoon.
Yeah, I mean, you just barely put any on. So,
yeah,
I mean, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
So this is really not only economical, but it really gives you a lot of versatility in how you want to set it up, whether it's 4, 6, 8, 12. I mean, just about you can do almost every number, prime numbers and not prime, because you can go straight across and do as many as you want.
And the nice thing too,
let's see, Laura,
you can go and you can mix right in the well. So you can put a small dab of, what is it? Blue and red makes purple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can do a little bit of each, and then I'm going to just use my little brush here, but you can mix them up right there. And I know that the Color Lab has information too. And then
I'm getting that link too.
You can see how dark it is. I mean, it's just beautiful. But when you get it onto your paper and you use it, it comes out a purple when you are watercoloring with it.
All right, so here is the link to the Color Lab, and that is on my website as well, right where the kits are. So you can access it. You don't have to remember this. But Laura, she says she missed the beginning. With having a smart sheet and an edible printer, I can just choose the page with 1-inch dot and print circles right from the edible printer. Yes, you can. And if you're going to, and we have all of that within iDesigns already set up. If you print with the smart sheets, you want to print it so the ink is going on the rough side of the smart sheets. Mm-hmm. And when you're painting them with the gel colors, you want to do the smooth side. But it comes out more pastel-y. If you're looking for these bold colors, this is the way you have to do it. So it goes either way, whichever you're looking for. And ET, yes, you can stick the smart sheet to royal icing, so you can actually make a cookie out of it as well.
You know what, Deb? I have a couple of palettes, and I can show you the difference. Here is an Easter palette. This one is the one that we printed on our printer. And you can see the difference in the colors. This is a pink that comes out on the printer. And you still get a good amount of coverage from these, as far as, you know, how much. These you do have to have a little bit more water than you would this. But you can see, actually, I can't get it to come off.
Add water.
Let me grab another cookie. But you can see they're not as deep. Although you can get good color off of them, the color is not going to be as bright as this is.
Right. And Kathy said, if you added Paper Potion to the gel in the palette, will it dilute the color into more of a pastel? And I would say yes, it would. Mm-hmm. If you add some water just to dilute this color. But the color chart that I put up, also there's a white in here, and it's going to walk you through all the mixing as well.
The other thing that you can do on this one is, if you daub off even more, you can put less on. You can see I'm not covering as hard, but it doesn't, you don't get that vibrant circle like you would. And that will give you a more pastel coverage as well. See how it's not quite as bright as this one, but you're still going to get that.
Okay, let's see. Laura says, I'm used to purchasing palettes, so I guess I'm used to the lighter colors. Yeah, a lot of people are, and it's great. The light colors are nice, because sometimes you want a pastel, sometimes you don't want a deep red. And so, but that color guide, I think, will help you. And also, it looks like you're adding the dilution solution to it a little bit.
Yes, to the pink.
Yeah, and so that should dilute it. The Paper Potion should dilute it as well. And we do sell the dilution solution on our site as well. I think it comes with one of the kits. So Laura says, I'm really interested in making and printing my own. That's what this is for, my dear. That's what it's for.
You'll never go back.
I know.
And
I mean, just the costs come down so much.
And you can see how much more you're getting when you dilute it as well in the actual well. And I had the same amount of pink that I was using a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Grab my dauber. I have already used this with the dark, so I'm not sure if this is going to work.
Hey, Catherine. Catherine's alarm was not loud enough, so she's just joining us. Catherine, you are going to love this. You are going to love this. A lot of the people who watch this, they come on pretty regularly, so get to know them, and I know who's going to like what. So, yeah, definitely watch the replay. This is great. Any other questions, guys, that you may have? You guys have been great asking a lot of questions, because that helps everybody.
And this is great. Smart sheets last so long that you can do many of these in advance. If you know that you're going to have, downtime in January, you can sit and do, Valentine's, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, summer, and you're done with your palettes. And in a pinch, if you don't have the right color palettes, you can come here and grab what you need and do it yourself. And then you don't need to wait for them to come to you. You don't need to worry about whether you have the right color palettes.
Right. All right, here comes business mind. Deb, Lori prompted me. Okay.
Okay.
So, because we had talked about this a long time ago when we were just looking into this and discovering how the smart sheets work with it. If you are purchasing your own palette where it's already done, you're talking about pre-made palettes are about 50 cents each. All right. Look at the amount that she's using. If you look at I think it's the green color, you can see she put very little in that little well, and there's still some left. And so it goes so far that when you create these templates, you're talking about pennies. And that's kind of what I remember when we had to do the math. It was really hard to do because you had to kind of figure out how much ink was in each bottle. And I mean, you're talking pennies, fractions of pennies to create your own, and then the kids can eat them.
Well, and the other thing is you're not just using these for palettes. You can use them for anything. So instead of having, 5 different bottles of gel, or I believe you can dilute this to airbrush color. Is that correct?
Yes. So
here is your airbrush color. Here is your gel color for your royal icing, and here is your palette color. So you're covering so many. Now this is only the 2-ounce bottle. I think there's a larger bottle too, right?
Yeah, we sell the 2-ounce, which is plenty big.
Oh my, this would last forever.
Yeah, I didn't get the other ones because of how far they go. I felt like you would want to get new ones by the time you used them. Here's the link for these products that we're talking about.
Now you can see that I'm still pulling color off of here. And I've already done all of this. So they've gone long way, and it's not coming through.
So let's see, we got some comments here. Catherine's been waiting for this one. She says, we're the best. Thank you. You are too, because you're supporting us. Michelle says, do you know how long they would last already colored? I would say, I can't, the 2 products that you're using, one has a shelf life of a year. The other one, I'm just trying to see what their shelf life is. Probably more than a year because it's gel based. I'm not seeing it on here. I may have been on the packaging. So my guess, it like food coloring, it really doesn't go bad. So I can see these lasting an indefinite period of time. The Smart Sheet will go bad first, and that's after a year. Let's see. Kathy loves the lighter color. Laura says, if we make them, can we package and heat seal them to make them last for those months? Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
And then Sharon wants to know, can you use a Q-tip rather than the dauber? And I would say it may not come out as smooth because you have to daub it. You can't just kind of.
Well, you know, Deb, hold on a second. Let me grab a Q-tip.
Let's get a Q-tip.
I'll be right back.
Don't you love this? Let's find out. I think I tried it with a Q-tip in the beginning because I was trying to see what I had around to test with, and I didn't have what I needed. And I know I found a Q-tip at one point, but I don't remember what happened with it. I would be concerned that depending on the type of Q-tip, that the little fibers come off. That would concern me, but let's try it.
Okay, so now all I have are actual Q-tips that are cotton. So let's try. I never thought of that. That's a great question.
Yeah, my concern, I don't know if you heard me, I worry about the little fibers coming off.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it depends on the brand. Michelle's thinking it's going to absorb too much, but we're going to find out. Looks like it's more work.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm using any more on this than I did on the other. It doesn't cover as quickly, but you certainly could. I mean, you can see that it's covering. You know, if you're in a pinch and you don't have a dauber, you could, or if you can find some kind of huge Q-tip.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a dauber. But yeah, it's working just fine.
Yeah, the daubers aren't really all that expensive and they come in the kits.
Yeah.
Judy says, late for the party, can you use a regular sugar sheet as a palette? No. This Smart Sheet handles liquids much better than the icing sheets, the wafer paper, the Flex Frost. All of those will melt, especially if they don't melt at the paint stage. They're going to melt when the kid puts the water on the paintbrush on it, and they'll melt right through because we tested all that. We even tested the double density wafer paper, and it just melts it. And they're banning Q-tips in Australia.
For real?
Really? I guess you have to use a dauber to clean your ear. That's so funny.
I couldn't live without cleaning my ears. So this is the one I just did with the Q-tip. And I feel like the coverage is the same.
Yeah.
It just took me longer to do because I was trying to get the coverage. And you certainly, I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's going to take you a while. And you're right, Deb, you can see the fibers.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't recommend that just for, I mean, can you imagine if your customer gets one and there's a fiber in there and they think it's a hair?
Yeah.
You'd be mortified.
And it started doing that at the end. So, you know, in a pinch, you might be able to get away with it, but you would literally, I would need to get another Q-tip now because this is just starting to come off.
Can you flip the sheet over so they can see how it's saturated on the other side? What is a rubber Q-tip, Jesse? You always say something new that I've never heard of.
Now, these are the ones here that I've been working. And I've put quite a bit of liquid on those, water. So you can see they're just starting to come through.
Yeah.
You're putting this on as a full edible palette. This isn't going to matter. But it's still good and stable. You know, there's a lot of water on it.
And that has done more than one cookie. So.
Oh, yeah, easily. I've done this. And I've been
painting on the paper
here. So, I mean, this is really bright. If you're using it more, you can, you know, kids sit and do this.
Yeah, they cover the whole thing.
Than that.
Right. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Jesse's going to tell me what a rubber Q-tip is.
A rubber
Q-tip? I've never heard of that.
Me either.
And I wonder if they banned those in Australia too.
Is that a washable one? Do you wash it?
I don't know. That's gross.
Here's the Q-tip one, and it gives you just as much coverage.
Right.
But again,
extra fiber.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fiber's good.
Let's see. All right. Jesse's not answering me as to what a cute rubber Q-tip is, but she's going to be coming on live with us soon. You're welcome, Laura. And then Mona is very excited, and Michelle says that it's very cool. And Kate, I forgot what we were talking. Oh, the banning no Q-tips. Okay. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, this is it. It's that simple, and it's therapeutic, and it gives great coverage, and you can expand your color base by clicking on that link for the color guide. So once you have all these colors that are found on our website, together with the kit, it's endless amount of color choices that you'll have, and they last forever. And you're talking about less than pennies to create these edible paint your own palettes, and you can create them in any combination, whether you're putting them in 3 rows of 2, so you're making 6 or 4 or 8 or 10, or going 3, 3, 3, or just doing a strip. I mean, you have complete control and design as to how those palettes will turn out and how you want to get them done. Another review point take home on this one is when you're creating your own paint your own palette with the gels, you want to be on the smooth side. I know I've said this a few times, the smooth side of the Smart Sheet, but when you are printing on them and using iDesigns in your edible printer, you want to use the rough side.
Yes.
And then don't like go like this with a dauber. You want to dab. That was the other key point that I can think of right off. So.
And you only need a tiny little ball,
yeah.
And then dab it off, and then you barely need to touch it. You can see how much coverage, and I hardly even touched it.
Yeah.
So it's
key, guys.
Quick.
Yeah. Coupons for Icing images are scrolling below. Coupon for Stencil Expression is on the website, and it is valid through the 2nd for her and through the 6th for us. Any other questions, guys?
And right now, the sale on our site is an automatic discount at checkout. So you have to remember a code for this particular sale. There is an Icing Images Stencil Expressions code that is a normal code for us too. So
yeah,
if you miss the sale, then you still can. And you can see this one here, I did all of this, and it's still, there's tons. That's just how vibrant the colors are. I'm amazed.
Your cookie's off screen, by the way.
What's that?
Your cookie's off screen.
As I sit here.
It's okay. Sharon, thanks, guys. This was great. Got to check out the rubber Q-tip. Yeah, I gotta Google that. I want to see what that is. I'm afraid to look. So Thursday, guys. Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
Thursday we have, I believe it's Mitch is next week. Denise Chambliss, she's going to be on, and Sweet Nieces. She is so creative, and I can't wait to see what she's going to make. So make sure that you check it out Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on Icing Images Facebook page. We've given all kinds of links in here, and this is going to be rebroadcasted on our Facebook page. So, for those of you who missed the beginning, jump back on. We'll have it posted for you here and also on YouTube. Thank you, E.T., for saying that it's very informative, and he is going to bed. She, yeah, sleep well. And I think that's pretty much about it. Don't forget to join the Everything Icing Images Facebook group. Lots of great information there as well. Yeah. try it. Let us know how it goes. I want to see what you create. Thank you so much, Sharon. I've been really looking forward to this. Really, I've had a lot of people ask about it, and I think you guys will get, save a lot of money, save a lot of time. You know what I like. Save money, save time, save money, save time.
And that's what we're all about. We want to save people time and money and just be able to give new techniques and new ideas on creating.
Yep, exactly. So thank you all. And until Thursday, guys, happy decorating.